Hello, everyone. John Melbye with Become Demand Driven. Thanks for joining me here in the Big Idea Lounge. Today, I want to talk about a metric that's been a frustration in my career and something that I've recently tried to figure out in a slightly different way, and I'd like to share that with you. One of the metrics in supply chain that we chase is our average inventory. And I call it average inventory. You could call it the month end number or quarter or year end number. It could be dollars of inventory at a snapshot in time. It could be days of inventory, again, a snapshot in time. But it's the average of all your inventory, or it's the total of all your inventory. And it gives us an idea of what is our average inventory over a period of time. Now, I think there's not any company that I know of that doesn't have somehow underlying their business and underlying their direction and their vision to say, we want to reduce that inventory, right? So you can see behind me on the whiteboard, the goal is to reduce that average inventory number. And yes, there are companies who say, hey, it doesn't matter how much money we have in there. That's not our focus right now. But eventually, every company gets around to saying, okay, it's time now to focus on reducing that number. Now, if I slide out of the way, you see a different chart. And here, this chart, here's the end result. The tools that we have, the goal is to reduce the inventory. But the tools that we're using, our supply chain tools, the inventory management tools, the MRP tools that we use typically, the traditional process, any problem that we have disrupting our supply chains or our supply or running out of inventory, any problem at all, quality issues, delivery issues, you name it, any problem at all, there is a one size fits all solution, and that is add safety stock. Or you could say add safety lead time. But in any case, the end result of that is you're going to increase your average inventory. If you add to the safety stock or add to the safety lead time, and anything you do to solve any problem you're having is going to result in an increase in that average inventory. And this is really the dilemma faced by everybody in supply chain is don't let these problems happen, but do it without the only solution that you have in your toolbox. Now, if I remove my little block here and slide myself a little further out of the way, what we really need to do is find by individual part number the sweet spot. We want to have not too little and not too much of every individual part number. That is the task of the person down in the weeds doing the work. The result is that average inventory number. You cannot reduce the average inventory number without getting down in the weeds and looking at individual part numbers. And if you have the right amount of every individual part number, then the result is what it is, and it is correct. So there isn't an idea that says if we have the right amount of all the inventory, then we want to reduce that. No, the right amount is the right amount by definition. It's right in the definition or in the description. So we want to have the right amount of each individual part number, and then our average inventory number result will be what it is. And we will be successful, and we will reduce the chaos, and we will make the sales that we're trying to make. Everything will work fine if you have the right amount of inventory by individual part number. So that is what needs to be our action. How do we do that? And demand driven, and those of us that become demand driven, that is our focus. How do we help you see what is the right amount of inventory to have by individual part number? And if we could manage each individual part number as if we had kind of a gas gauge like we have in our cars, if we had that kind of visibility to our inventory levels, by individual part number, that's what allows us to have the right amount of inventory. If you found this intriguing, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, give me a call, send me an email. Love to talk to you. John at becomedemandriven.com, and hope to see you again soon.